Hey folks, welcome back to another review and thoughts on, and, okay, Lisa Frankenstein. This is a 2024 horror comedy. It's PG-13, which, when I was watching it, it didn't occur to me that, this has to be, maybe it's still R-rated, but no, it turns out it's PG-13. Because it's basically 1980s Frankenstein love story, Romeo and Juliet type thing, comedy, black comedy. Very much a misunderstood teenager and reanimated Victorian corpse embark on a mysterious journey together to find love, happiness, and a few missing body parts. And it stars Catherine Newton, who played in, Paranormal Activity 4, which I actually like a good bit. Actually, the commentary, I did a review on it. Check that out. She was in the Pokemon movie. She played a side character in that. She played in the movie Freaky, which I reviewed. I liked, with Vince Vaughn, I believe. I liked her in that. Though she didn't really get to act in that as much vocally anyway. But here she plays a quirky, kind of weird, kind of shy teen girl who lost her mom I watched the movie, and when I was watching the scene where she has a stepsister named Taffy, which I'm like, what's this girl's real name? Because there's no way, who names her kid Taffy? Taffy. But she was a looker too. But, yeah, you have her, you have Cole Sprouse from Zack and Cody and Riverdale. He plays the monster that gets struck by lightning, and then, him and her kill some folks to get body parts for him. So it's a Frankenstein, Romeo and Juliet type thing, because then they end up together by the end anyway. But I wish this movie was R-rated, because when they're killing people, they either cut away or the gore is just not there. Or there's a scene in this where she's fawning over this guy from school, and she finds out something about him, and there's that scene where, I don't want to spoil as much, but I'll just say it could have been wilder than what it was, of what happens to him anyway. Because apparently I watched another video. It explained this movie would have been R-rated. That scene would have been R-rated, so you would have actually seen the effects on that. But nope. And granted, I'm kind of glad we didn't see that, because you saw the silhouette of the body part there that they end up wanting to have and use. But the humor was fine. I thought the acting was pretty good from everyone. I liked, the humor in spots was really funny to me, like where they call, people have either offhand comments on Catherine Newton's character Lisa, or her boss, because she's a sewer at her job or whatever, and I love how he totally just insults her in a way, but he insults her, but just blatantly says, oh, she's flat-chested. I didn't think a guy would even look her way. I'm like, dude, she's sitting right there, and she even, looks at him and, but doesn't say anything. You have Carla Gugino, Ingrid, I believe, from, Spy Kids? Is that her? Yeah, that's her. So Ingrid from Spy Kids we have. But, yeah, she plays the evil stepmom. She gets offed very quick. And again, if this was R-rated, I think that scene would have been cooler. Because it's just, he kills her, and once Lisa to sew his ear on, or sew her ear, sew the dead stepmom's ear to his head, or face. Also, by the end, I didn't understand. It was explained to me because I watched the ending explained. But apparently, during like the very end, because it turns into the Bride of Frankenstein by the end. I'll just say that. But considering like I didn't catch the body part that he took from Lisa, I'll just say that. But then oh, I get what he took from her. If you know Bride of Frankenstein, you know the the difference in that character's arc in that movie, or development, I'll say. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, this is basically a throwback to the 80s, a bit into the, Universal Frankenstein Karloff classic. But yeah, I did like Lisa. I even liked her towards the end, as what the middle portions of the movie as well, her transformation of going from, quirky, shy, nerdy, I guess you can call her, weirdo, to like I own the room, or I have a lot of confidence, or I'm deadly with it, or I don't know how to explain her demeanor. It like changed and then there's like weird, granted, like it was the 80s, but the fact that there's a scene where like she has like a back massager machine vibrator thing that vibrates. There's a scene where, and I'm like, isn't she in high school, and isn't he like decades old? I love how in other movies, people bring up the age gap in the other movies of, older movies, or like in the movie, I forget the name of it, when Jennifer Lawrence played in No Hard Feelings. I enjoyed that movie, but people crapped on that movie because of she's dating a 19-year-old and she's like in her 30s or whatever. I'm like, they're both legal, so like, who cares? But in this case, where you literally have she's 16, 17, 15, 16, maybe 17. You have Catherine Noon's character, Lisa, and then you have this, corpse Frankenstein monster. And then they bang by the end, and I'm like, nobody's gonna bat an eye, or even. And usually I don't really, clamp on the whole age gap or difference, but the fact that she's, a high schooler and he's decades old, I don't know, it's kind of like, what? And again, just people don't even mention it. Okay. Anyway, so that was kind of, I don't know about that. But aside from that, again, the humor in this was pretty good to me. I did like the movie overall. I did enjoy it. I'll say that. I don't think it needs a sequel, though. I think it's a good one-off. I mean, and there's some stuff in this where it could have been R-rated, where you have, the stepsister and her. I do love the fact that the stepsister's seems more, very, granted, she seems like a popular, at her school, and even though she's popular, she still includes Lisa in school group, whatever, or she involves her at home and family, including her with her stepmom or stepdad or whatever. Like, I like the fact that the sister's not your typical popular girl, stepsister who's a jerk or rude or mean. And I thought it could have been cool if it went a little dark because it seemed like it felt a little dark by the end where they're at a grape at a I do like the fact that I like the moment with Lisa and Taffy in the car by the end where she's like, I at everybody you saw the real me, or you didn't see through me, you saw actually me, or whatever. I like that scene between them, but like I wish again it should have been more dramatic, I guess, or not even dramatic. I don't know. Like the tone in this movie is held back. The fact that it's PG-13 because they could have been going in some darker places because they mentioned how Lisa saw her mom get butchered, or witnessed her mom's death in a way from a home invader or whatever, and like they don't really, do the psychological effects of a traumatic thing like that, which I wish they would have done. Maybe let's go into her head a little bit, and maybe she is a little bit nuts, which, I mean, seeing how she, continues on doing what she does with the creature. But I think it could have been played more serious. Or the fact that the dad totally is just aloof to everything. Like, he doesn't really parent. He just goes with the flow or whatever. Or he's in his own world. And the fact that, like, I don't know, he pays more attention to his stepdaughter than he does his own daughter, which I think that could have been, looked at as, why are you more interested in your stepdaughter than your actual daughter? like the stepdaughter's in the cheerleading or whatever, and he's very interested in her cheerleading or whatever. But again, it's PG-13, so we can't go that dark, I guess. Or not even I guess, but we're not allowed to go that dark, because that's a really touchy subject matter there. But aside from that, it's shot fine, it's shot well. The production design on some scenes, like when Lisa gets roofied, literally, in a scene at a party. I liked the scene transition of her at the party, and then it transitions from one set of her walking from the party into the cemetery, and the camera shots or camera angles were pretty cool. Panning of the camera was pretty interesting. There's some stuff to be liked here overall, because I did like it overall. I will say I thought it was decent. It does feel somewhat of a Beetlejuice humor, maybe, or not even, or vibes, I should say, Tim Burton, or late Tim Burton, Edward Scissorhands. I was getting some vibes from that. And I like Edward Scissorhands and Beetlejuice for a decent amount, but yeah, this was fine. I would watch it again. So, I mean, out of a lot of the movies that came out this year, I would watch again. But yeah, I do recommend it. I recommend Lisa Frankenstein, and they also do make fun of her name, which is not Frankenstein; it's something else. But I thought that was funny as well on a gravestone, or tombstone. I'm sorry. But yeah, leave a like, comment, subscribe.